Good morning, it's Harvey Jackson. Just going to get through some news items here. We've been talking about it all week. I've been trying to avoid the conversation, but Clownshow Carney has finally got his circus moved over to China. So we'll see if there's any positive stuff that will come from that. I kind of doubt it. I would say make sure you hold on to your Brookfield Asset Management shares, because I'm sure that's what's going to probably get discussed more than anything. And the WASDE bears yesterday, holy smoke, did they ever plummet the market? So the Canadian Prime Minister visits China after nearly a decade of tense relations, and he was the advisor for a few of those years, so I'm sure he kept those tense relationships kind of in advisement. So. And I just highlighted a couple areas. Experts, which was a former senior Liberal minister advisor. Well, that's just like saying an expert to probably create the or bring the circus into town, I guess. But and there's political risk, no kidding, with President Trump for sure, by just having this visit all by itself. And there is canola as far as what he's communicated on the docket, but I would say that the biggest thing that he should be talking about, and it's in the article, is the crude oil. Trying to get that to market. I've said it a while ago, like just have China finance and help build that pipeline going to the West Coast, and then they can secure some supply. Because what this has happened with Venezuela is actually just cut off the supply of crude oil to China and some of these other countries. So it's a big deal. Now they're going to be looking more specifically now than ever. So here's the WASDE report. So U.S. crop production yield went up where it was expected to go down. Acres actually went up as well, which was not expected. So that was a big shift there as well. So U.S. Corn production really pushed the envelope here, and ending stocks, of course, that's just going to push ending stocks up in all commodities. But just having a quick look here, just look at the winter wheat planting. It was right on where they expected. I still think that they didn't really look at it, when they were planting. Maybe it was good planting conditions. That might have been a reason why they still planted, but it just baffles me. Other parts of the world were not planting wheat, and the U.S. did. So we'll have to wait and see if we can get those results from the other parts of the world. South America crop production, big estimates, of course, 178. So that moved that up as well. U.S. quarterly grain stocks, but here's the one that I pay the most attention to is where did they peg the world ending stocks, and of course this went up by nearly 4 million or 3.5 million, and the corn went up by 11 million, and soybeans just moved up another million, but it's a big deal. Harvested area, just to highlight that, is September, January. There's an extra, let's call it 1.1 million acres found. And here's the PSD file, just looking at the world ending stocks of the soybeans to start off with, and then corn. So you can see the corn trend is actually better than the soybean trend as far as world ending stocks. And then the ones that matter to us is wheat, and that one jumped up substantially from one year to the next. And then canola, no change from last month, but still a big number. And this is trendline yield, so we're getting to the highest yield we've ever seen, and the highest soybean yield on corn and soybeans here, and the production. So you can see the production is quite high. Russian counters Trump's assertion over oil. So Russia has assets there in Venezuela, and basically telling them keep your hands off. Well, I think there's a reason why Trump did this. It's also to put pressure on Ukraine as well, or Russia, I mean. I don't think Trump anticipated as much pressure as he's getting for putting the pressure on Powell. Just about every major central bank is supporting the freeness of the Fed for making policy without, just a puppet in there to make interest rates whatever the president wants. You can see here the weather is actually going to shift colder. So at 10 to 15, you're going to see bullseye here, quite a bit colder. The dryness in this area here it shifts back and forth, but I think the soil moisture is still sufficient, and they're started some of the harvest there as well, so it's actually not a bad thing. Canola every day it seems to be going up, or whenever post this. So March canola at 626, up 590 from its close. Rapeseed up $1 at 469. Soybean oil is still on a bit of a run up here, so just up 0.12 of a penny. Palm oil is just slightly down. Crude oil is up another dollar, so we're above the $60 a barrel, so 60.37. Soybeans down 6.6 cents, and maybe I'll talk about that when I get to that slide. Wheat is up 3 cents on the spring wheat side, and your other wheats are down 2 to 3. And Canadian dollar is slightly down. So just have a look at this. We're kind of consolidating right in this range here. Fairly wide trading range during the day, and we'll see how it continues to trade. Now, is the Clownshow Carney going to be able to influence this? That would be a good thing, but I have probably reservations that he can get anything done. Here's your November, and it's a lot more muted. It doesn't move quite as fast either. Your European rapeseed has kind of found a ceiling here as well. Soybean oil futures, this is the one that's supporting the canola as far as I'm concerned, but you can see that we're running into the 8, 20, and 50-day moving averages here. So that's how long it's been going sideways, and the 200-day moving average as well. Soybean futures, this is the down day that we've seen. Now, what I was going to talk about is just possibly just looking at buying options above the market here. They didn't get all that expensive, but we'll have a look at that. Crude palm oil starting to find a bottom at the 23.6 retracement value. Crude oil is breaking out of that downward channel trend and looking towards that 200-day moving average. Your New York diesel fuel, it's broke out as well. Quick look at the Canadian dollar. Looks like we're kind of consolidating right around this 50% retracement value. Yeah, we'll have to see if that can continue. I still believe that we can probably get pushed farther down here, depending on the U.S. economy, and that's actually helping the U.S. dollar. Gold futures, man, I found a new high yesterday, and some of this is because of the Basel III regulations for all banks in the world, compliance of holding or actually giving gold as an asset, as a fixed asset valuation, and that's coming into effect right now. And the same thing with silver, because in some currencies in the past, silver was the denomination of currency, and that was their support. But you gotta remember, silver is used for industrial purposes as well, and that's causing a squeeze here. Quick look at wheat. Really doing nothing, still in this channel, and it seems like it's been in there forever. Same thing with Kansas. We had this little blip here, but then retraced all the way down and closed red. But still, it's not at the floor, but it's not like Chicago. It seems to be bouncing off the floor or getting to it again. Milling wheat, same scenario, but when you look at this here, it might be worth looking at just selling or buying some options, because this almost looks like it's overdone in one day for sure. And that's all I have for you today.